Okay, so what we do is, I have some key points to share with you all, how it's going to be. The key points for the PMP success. Before we even go there, I'll just set the ground here. This program is going to happen for nearly 1 hour. So I have certain basic things for this program. Some key questions which is happening in the market that I have put through. And these questions, I'm going to go one by one and explain you. I will take 45 minutes of my time to explain all these concepts. These concepts goes to anybody who is looking for project management certification and any of you looking out for PMP professional certification, right? Now, these concepts and questions will be explained elaborately. And again, PMP is a very broad subject which can't be done everything in 1 hour. But again, I will stop in some place. I'll allow you to ask questions and you can throw the questions on me. I will try to answer as much as I can. If it really goes above my head, yes, I will note it down and come back to you, because I have a lot of connections through PMI group. I can get the answers for you as well. So that's one thing. And again, this class or this session is applicable for anyone who is in the corporate life. You could be of 6 months experience, you could be of 32 years experience. My experience is I have taken class for a person who has around 34 years of experience. He's of my father age, came for the class. So I felt so amazing taking classes for them, as they come with amount of experience, which is so good to hear. And that's real experience, right? So without further delay, we will get inside. Once again, I welcome everyone to ShriLearning. Let me quickly see the number of people joined in. Jane Shweta, can you please put your cam off mode if you don't mind? Okay, and I assume everybody is able to hear me. And if you want to communicate to me, you can just type the message here, right? So that I can see the message and come back. For now, what we do is just stay in listen mode. Listen mode for next 45 minutes, after which you are free to throw a lot of questions. Saying that, we'll get inside. Okay, a little about me. So myself, Sriram Kumar. I'm the head coach with ShriLearning, and I have few degree qualification with me. Like you can see, I have masters in computers, masters in business administration, and I did masters in psychology, which is really helping me a lot, right? And I did certifications in PMP, PMI, ACP, Scaled Agile framework, if you are aware of the Scaled Agile, and something on CSM, DevOps. These are some areas. So I love sharing knowledge with the people, which I practice on my day-to-day life. So I serve a lot of projects in India, US, Canada. So these are places I'm sharing projects. Yeah. Kindly get into mute mode, people who are not speaking out. ShriLearning team, can you please put other people in mute mode? Uma Shankar, please mute mode. Okay. Okay, good. Thanks, team, for helping out. I know this is the first time, right? So there are the chances people get into unmute mode. Okay, before I get furthermore, yes, I'm going to talk about PMP certification. I'm going to give some tips of how to get into PMP exam faster and with a higher grade. Before that, there are some people who may not know what is PMP, may not know what is project management all about. I want to give you at least 5-10 minutes of what is this all about project management. And from there, I want to take you to the examination part. So what I do is I'll show some information. These are the 4 top things which I thought which will be helpful for you. Check out if some of your questions getting covered under this umbrella. When should start reading for the examination? What to read? How to prepare for the examination? How to write? That's a really crucial one. How to write is an area many people struggle a lot. When I say how to write, how to look out the exam question, because it's going to be 200 questions and 4 hours of examination. How you should look at the question in a scenario-based questions, right? That's what you're going to see. Then what I did is I took the top 4 areas and subdivided it, and I found that the 6 sections can almost cover those top areas. In fact, some of your questions will fall under this category. Just look at the categories here. So I have a category of what is the benefit of PMP, as some of you from different domain here. You may be from different country. Yeah, there is a ask, hey, can I do PMP? Is it going to be valuable for me?
Are you sharing your screen, Sriram?
Oh yeah, it's going on.
Okay, I'm not able to view it. It says video paused.
Okay, just a minute, hold on. I will check out.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's
Shriram,
okay, no problem.
Shriram, it's visible for us, so maybe the issue is with the other guy.
Okay. Hey,
It is
I'm getting
visible for.
good. Yeah, thanks for getting the message, but again, I think it's maybe a problem from your side. Can you please check it out if you don't mind? Yep. And also please get to mute mode if you're not speaking up. I know, you know what, our internet bandwidth is sometimes crazy, which doesn't allow you to listen to the good, video transactions. Okay, good. Let's get back, and thanks for confirming things are good at your side. Okay, we'll go back. So what I did is I thought of putting into 6 segments. What is the market demand? So there is a topic always comes out. Hey, I know when PMP is good, and now PMP is really demanded in the market. Can I spend money and time on that? I mean, it is going to be useful. This question always comes, and always someone says that I'm going to PMP. There is one guy to tell that, hey, PMP is outdated, man. Please don't try it. Right? This I hear consistently, so we'll go to that question as well. And I want to talk about what is the preparation time it is needed, how much of time needed to go for the examination. And this is a very crucial question. Many have this question, because this differs if you are a 3 years experienced person, if you're a 3 years experienced person, or you're a 20 years experienced person, it will differ. So we will see this part, what is the preparation time needed for the examination. Then definitely we'll talk about who can do PMP and which book to read. And I'm always hearing that some people say, hey, I read the book 3 times, I read the book 4 times, right? So we understand that, and some more exam related topics. I believe this will touch most of your questions. If it is not, we will have a 30-minute session allocated. We will address all the questions. I believe we set with the agenda. We will move on. Okay, before I go to explain what is PMP, first I'll talk what is project so that you'll understand the importance of PMP. Now, where the project sits in organization. An organization, as you see the picture here, an organization is something which has a structure in place, which has some hierarchy in place. Every organization has a top strategies. If you go for say Reliance Group, if you go for Tata Group, if you go for Google, everybody will have every year some 5 top strategies. Now these top strategies should be implemented. It could be anything. Amazon will talk about cloud computing, or Google may talk about automated cars, or Uber may talk about increasing the footprint into different countries. Now that should flow through organization, and the organization will have a portfolio segment. When I say portfolio, the different levels of segments, like a Tata has a Tata Motors as a portfolio, Tata Tanishq or kind of a gold segment as a portfolio, TCS can be a portfolio. Now this portfolio is further subdivided into, and it goes down, and there the project exists. Now I'll tell you the importance of project. A project in an organization is the heartbeat. If this heartbeat doesn't function properly, whatever your strategy set at the top level, or whatever the organization money pumped in doesn't come out, or there won't be a return on investment. If an organization has to move forward in the growth, in the revenue, in the goodwill, in the market, definitely there should be some project keep happening. Even if you go for a World Health Organization, they may have a project telling that eradicating polio all over the world. That is a project which they have to implement all over the world, right? So project is something, the heartbeat of any organization, or it could be heartbeat of any country. Even a country has, every country has a project to happen. Now why put this importance here is why project management is always in demand. Why managers are highly needed is because whatever the country structure may be, whatever the organization structure may be, projects are the heartbeat. You can name it in a different form. You can name it as ROI, you can name it as value stream, you can name it as agile, you talk about sprints, you call it what it is. But end of day, it's all projects which move the company from state 1 to state 2. Now, that is a reason people are moving towards project management learning, right? Well, I'm going to set this a track first so that you know where the project sits in the company. Let me take to the next stage. Right, yeah. So now there is a debate here. They say that, hey, is PMP really valid? Or they talk about agile. you know what, things are happening in agile way. So we want to do everything quick and faster. So that's a reason, that's a big talk in the market. So I want to just give a heads up about what actually project is all about. So to talk about it, I just pulled out some of the images for you to show that. Maybe you can see something called bridge construction. Maybe I'm showing some software applications or mobile applications. Even a birthday party is a project, right? I know when it should start, when it should end, who all will participate. I won't call it participant, the relatives and friends. And it could be some material like a cake or sweets or a balloon or some fun part going to happen. Now, projects in this world are primarily divided into two segments. One is called predictive nature projects, one is called adaptive nature projects. What is predictive? Predictive is something we are very clear what actually is needed. Whether it may be 100% clear or maybe 80 to 90% clear, right? Sometimes that's how it goes. If you go for a bridge construction like this, most of the time the government is very clear how much of a stretch, maybe 5 miles or 6 miles, and what is the length, breadth, width, and capacity. They're very clear on it. That's the reason they go for a plan-driven approach for predictive nature. Predictive is, earlier I know that what this actually output is going to be, and I can plan accordingly. And this nature of project was existing for so many years. And sometimes we call it as a waterfall methodology. That's how they have to do, no other go. If it is a bridge construction, I should know what is the length of it, breadth of it, when it should be done, what is the budget of it. I have to plan for it. So predictive nature projects are well planned ahead. Why? Because if you make any changes in the middle of the project or the end of the project, it will be very expensive. I cannot change a bridge length when it is halfway done. I should be clear enough in what I have needed there, right? So predictive nature of the project talks about how clear we are on the requirement, and that makes us to move forward. Now, that's one style of project, and you cannot tell that predictive projects are no more needed. If somebody says that waterfall is no more needed, we have to look at them. No, it is needed, and depending on the model of the project, right? That's predictive nature. Now, current trend in the market, we keep talking a lot, is called adaptive nature. Why adaptive nature? Is because a customer or some of the products are very much change oriented. It will be changing very frequently. You cannot fix this is how we want. For example, I would expect more features for my WhatsApp application. So I would expect more changes every month or every week, right? So I cannot freeze, this is what I want. Or let me take this birthday party, it can be predictive or it can be adaptive. Say I'm conducting a birthday party for my kid. My kid says that, Dad, I want a strawberry cake. Yes, we ordered it a day before, or at least 3 hours before. He or she says that, no, I want a black forest cake. Now, I cannot go predictive nature. I have to be adaptive. I have to change things in the last minute also. So nowadays, the customers are more knowledgeable. They have more choices to ask questions and give more choices and options. So there are a lot of projects coming in adaptive nature, specifically in IT industry. Now, why I'm explaining this here? You have to understand that project goes on two segments. One is predictive nature, one is adaptive nature. You cannot tell one is there, one is not there. I will tell both are there in this world. We have to go with both the segment, predictive or adaptive. Or sometimes we do both, including called hybrid model. Now, why I'm explaining here is project management, the PMP certification talks deep inside about this segment. It goes much deep and explains predictive and adaptive. And you should not fight for the methods. Under this, you have all the methods coming up. You can call it as agile methodology. You can call it as iterative, incremental, waterfall. That's all methodologies. What PMP is explaining is it explains the framework. What is actually project all about, right? That's how it is. Anyway, I don't want to go deep inside because PMP is a very big ocean. I'm just trying to give a heads up what it will be there in the project management. Primarily, our goal is to go for the examination points, right? I'll move on. Okay, primarily in PMP books, you will see this 5 areas. These 5 areas are very common for predictive nature or adaptive nature. Every project will have a start, every project will have an end. Every project will have a planning, every project will have an execution and control. Only thing, planning sometimes goes 100% if it is predictive nature. If it is adaptive nature, you can plan only 30% at the first release. Next release, you will plan another 20%. It will become iterative and incremental. I am sure you all are aware of this. I'm just reiterating it for you. right? So this is one of the area they call as 5 process groups in project management. In PMP, you will learn this to the depth, right? That will be explained really well. Okay, that's a little about that stuff. I have to move you furthermore because I have a lot of content for you. Okay, now one important thing which I love in PMP is something called PMI Talent Triangle. Now I'm going to talk about some of the key things, some of the 4 top things which helps you to be a PMP. In the top, you can see that what is the benefit of PMP. I'm going to talk about a benefit which carries value with you when you clear the examination, which will make you intellectual, which will make you more valuable in organization. Then I will go to the commercial part. Before the commercial, first I'll talk about the value which you will take away. First thing, the PMP books or project management books is grouped into 3 categories. If you want the 3 things here, they talk about something called talent triangle. Now, talent triangle talks 3 topics. One, they talk about a business strategy. When you learn project management, as a manager, as a leader, you are supposed to learn more about the domain where you are, more about learn what is the strategy happening in the market, more about what the competitors doing there, right? Now, why I put this point here is there are many managers who come for the interview. When I ask them which domain you're working, and I ask a couple of more questions about the domain, they're surprised they're not aware of that. They are totally know what they do in their company. They don't even know what is their competitors doing. What is the depth of knowledge in the domain? They don't know what is their domain going to do after 3-4 years. They don't have a path to see or forecast things. And you can ask me, Shriram, why should I know that, man? I'm a manager, just do my work. But if you think yourself as a manager, it's tough. You should look up yourself as a leader. You should know what will be the next 10 years in your domain. Imagine you are a cloud computing person. You should know next 4 years what is happening, going to happen in the market. If you don't know that, that's a bit tough for you. You can't make a proactive thought process. You can't think broad. You cannot be creative. You cannot give any suggestions and opinions. So strategic management is very, very, very vital when you go for a leadership track. Quickly, I'll talk about something called technical manage. Whenever you see technical, you may think that technology. Don't go with technology. Technical talks about, as a manager, what are technical factors like a costing of the project, scheduling of the project, stakeholder management of the project, right? Procurement, third-party handling. There are a lot more there. I'm just giving a hint of it. How good you are known about the technical factors of handling the project. That is very vital for you. Under this, you will get MS Project, Primavera, Excel sheet, Jira board, what you call it. Those are just tools to make it happen. Above that, you should know how a budgeting works for a project. If I give $10,000, can you run the project within $10,000 or you'll overshoot on that? That is called technical project management. We should have knowledge about it, right? That's very vital. In fact, I'll tell you the truth. In the market, you can find people with the business knowledge. You can find people with the technical knowledge also. But there is one area people struggle a lot. That's called leadership path, right? And the leadership path is a very crucial because you should be a good people person. You should be a person who is visionary. You should be a person who can think something out of the box. It doesn't happen like that. Only when you have a strategy knowledge with you, only when you have a technical skills with you, only when you have a love and passion towards your domain, the leadership starts happening. That's where you start seeing Sachin or Dhoni or any music director like A.R. Rahman coming up. They have the business knowledge, they have the technical knowledge with them, and they start becoming a leader, and we start following them, saying that amazing music, man, amazing player Dhoni, amazing leader, a political leader. How? They get all these 3 segments. Anyway, why I put this point here is whenever you go for any interview in project management, you will get questions around these 3 segments. If you are clear in these 3 segments, you will clear most of the interview. Either knowingly or unknowingly, any interviewer will have a questions on this basis. This is derived from PMI called PMI Talent Triangle. They didn't do just like that. They went through around 200 countries, number of domains to come out with this kind of concept, right? This is a very interesting concept. Anyway, this is also being highly explained, and your PMP PMBOK book is totally based on these 3 concepts. Good, that's interesting. I'm getting excited explaining it. Okay, quickly I'll talk about some more factors, the technical factors. When you go to project management, you go for predictive or adaptive. You call it as a Scrum, you call it as Agile, Kanban, XP, Crystal, Waterfall. Wherever you go, these 6 concepts will be there. You will talk about requirement of the project, scope. You'll talk about when you want to do it. You'll talk about how much you're going to spend for it. and you'll understand how much of resource needed. Resource can be of a human resource can be of a material. You talk about the quality factors, Six Sigma, or what pattern you're going to follow. What are the risks inside the project? The six are called as the six constraints. Six constraints, right? And out of which, center three are very, very, very vital. They call as a triple constraint. This is very famous concept in project management. And any project of any model, you take it as a birthday party, a bridge construction, or a mobile app software, or it could be a massive dam construction, everything will fall into this group. It's called six constraints. If you are good in this six, I will tell you, nobody can ever touch it. And you will be the master of project management. But it's not that easy, because if you touch a resource, quality will change. When you change a scope, time will change. When you touch a cost, risk will come up. It will keep fluctuating. That's the beauty of project management. If everything is going to be very systematic, you and me is not needed in the job, right? A software can do it. A software cannot play here. It's a human factor. You have to understand how it works. You have to know how to make a decision here. That's a very key part of benefits of PMP. By the way, I was setting track for you to show the benefits of PMP. I know you all browsed about PMP already before even I say about all this stuff. But some people may not browse PMP. Some basically ask me questions, Shriram, what is this PMP, man? Why I should do that? So I just started giving heads up to you. Okay, without delay, let me move furthermore. Okay, now come to the commercial part. Now, commercial part, I want to talk about what is the benefit of PMP. Now, some of you are worried that will this PMP give me a value? When you Google out or when you go to any website of PMI and browse anything, you will find some list of top certificates. In the top certificates, you will see PMP as the top 3 or top 4. And this is there for more than a decade. In fact, if you browse something on project management, PMP will be the #1 certificate. By the way, I'm not doing your marketing for PMP. Even I have CSM with me, I have Prince 2 with me, I have Scale Legend Framework with me. But whatever it is, I feel PMP has its own prime, the top level, cream layer, right? And why I tell the point here is when there is something demand in the market, then only it will be the top listed. Only when it is a top listed, when you complete it, you will have a value, which can increase your money value. What do you mean by money value? Slowly I'm coming over this. I'll go back. I was showing you the first knowledge, what you gain out of PMP. Okay, that's one part. The next part is how can I sell it? What is the value I get in the market? If I go that, the book says that advantage of PMP, they say that 25% of variation in the package what you're going to get. It's of US market. If you look at here, the median salary of US project professional around $92,000, where it goes $1,15,000. What I want to put here is there is always demand in the market. When I completed the PMP, I immediately got some promotion. I believe at least I got 3 to 4 times a different salary tag raised up. And again, key point I keep saying to everyone here is you should know how to market it. It is not only you get the certificate. After getting the certificate, you should know how to utilize it in the right way. Anyway, that's a role of a coach like me who will guide you. Right? That's a very important point. Good. Now let's see something on the market demand. Now, I know that there is a value for the PMP. I know there is money value happening there. Now, what's the demand there? Who sets the demand? When you say who sets the demand, there was a stats happened by Anderson Economic Group, AEG. Some of you know this group. With along PMI in 2017, they conducted a survey in around 11 top countries. Some of you would be falling under this country. Some of you may not. They took around 11 countries. They made an analysis out of all the domain, and they found that around good amount of demand is going to be there. When it's a good amount, you can see that demand there, like 87.7 million individual working in project management oriented roles. When I say project management oriented roles, it's all managerial and leadership roles. It's not a regular role, what I'm talking here. And the number size is so huge. 87 million is very, very huge. That too only in the 11 countries. And this is going to happen. And if it's not filled up, it's going to be a big loss. The gap is going to be 207 billion, right? That's a big, big stuff. Now, that's a reason many industries are looking out for highly qualified people. That's the reason PMP stands the top grade. If you go to any company for interview, PMP will become a base standard here on. They will say that, do you have a qualification with you? or you should have an MBA from the top institute. They look out for that purpose. It's not only the PMP in the world, right? They have a lot of certificates also. But now, when I say project management, there is a high demand like this, which is the stats from PMI website. Actually, I took the stats from PMI website. You can take that from there as well. When I say this demand, I want to show you which industry has a demand. Look at here. The same report says that in 2017 to 2027, there'll be some demand on these industries in US market and other markets as well, and 11 countries, right? I'm sure you will be falling under one of this category. If not, also there are some category there. But again, this is a primary category where there is a high demand for project managers or project manager related role. Now, what I want to put here is I want to tell that you gain knowledge, you gain value, you gain money, you gain always a demand. There is no recession. You complete this, you forget the word recession and start getting job opportunities in any part of the world, right? That's happening. Good. You know that, Sriram, I know this, man. I read everything online. Give me something more. If you say that, let me take you further. Now let's go a little more deeper. Now, who can do PMP? Now there's a question here. Now you can be of any domain, you can be of any model of project. Don't get worried. You're doing a predictive nature of project, or you may be doing adaptive nature of project, or you may be a carpenter, you may be a chef, you may be a doctor, you may be an IT person, you may be a civil engineer, you may be working oil and gas. You can be of any project management. Probably point here is we sometimes think that project management means something you have to take everything on your shoulders and do on your own. May not be that way. You may be part of the project team playing some crucial roles. It is not by the tag a manager is a designer. A person who understands the concepts, a person who can go deep inside and make impact on the organization growth would be considered as a project manager, right? So you may not need a tag to come for this course. This course is meant for anybody looking out for the leadership track, anybody looking for a manager track, anybody has a passion towards making certain things and complete it on time. Anything starts and anything has an end and it has a systematic flow, it's going to be called as project. I was quoting a birthday party as a project. Birthday party has a start time and it has an end time. I know what all going to happen, whom to invite, what program to do, and proper closure. It's a project, simple, straightforward. And I'll call that as a project. If I do that effectively, I'm a good manager there, right? So eligibility part, PMI website has this information, and to you will tell that you may have a degree with you. No need to worry about 4-year degree. It's a degree with you, or you don't have a degree. You're a diploma person. That's okay. You can show some years of experience, which is good for you to go for the examination. And eligibility talks about your knowledge. Eligibility talks about little about learning, which you do with a coach like me. That is 35 hours of learning. And again, you have years of experience you have to show. This part is generally taken care of by the institute where you do the course. They know how to track this. They know how to help you to fill the application form to take you to the examination, right? That's the first point. So key point I will tell you here is you may be from any domain, you may be from any level, don't worry about it. Just ask for it, and if you have a passion about management, if you have a passion about leadership, this is a place to join, right? Good. Okay, now only I'm getting to the main area which you are looking into, right? Okay, someone has a question. I know I said last 30 minutes will be question, but anyway, let me quickly see. Lakshman Rao is asking a question. Sorry for the interruption. One question. In qualification, you have mentioned about working hours. One, which country working hour basis it is? Which country working hours basis? Okay, Lakshman Rao, I don't think you have to worry about country here. On which country? I don't think you have to worry about which country. It is a total number of hours. It is 4,500 hours, which will be of total 3 years without overlapping of project, right? If you have done 3 years of project knowledge, you will get eligibility to go for the examination. You may be working in Ireland, you may be working in Norway, you may work in India. Why I specifically say some countries there is, some of the countries have only 6 hours of working. Some countries have 8 to 9 hours like India. So you may not need to worry about it. It's a collectively 4,500 hours. I believe I answered your question. Great. Okay, thank you. Let me move on. Okay, I know this is a vital area. Many of you waiting because I know that in this session, some of you have already completed the training. You are preparing for the exam. You may not need to come for the training again. But again, you want to know, man, tell me which book to read. Because you would have heard that many say that, man, I have to read 4 books. or someone says that I read the one book 5 times, right? Book 6 times. So you want to understand what is it. One more question, I may address it. Okay, what if we don't have 3 years of experience? Sorry to disturb once again, no problem. You should have 3 years of experience after your college degree. If you don't have 3 years of experience, there is one more certificate which is called as CAPM, right? Associate in Project Management. This is for the beginners who get inside. They also read the same book which I'm showing here, but your examination will be slightly lightweighted. It won't be that tough like PMP. It will be a little lesser there, right? It will be 150 questions where you address the examination. That's will be for the CAPM. So I have taken classes to some of the college students who are doing their masters in business or masters in project management in Australia. They come to India on a vacation. They took classes. They did the CAPM. They cleared the examination. So that's how it is. If you're less than 3 years, you go for CAPM. You're above 3 years, you come for PMP. I believe I answered your question, Verma. Let me quickly move on. Okay, right, thank you. So which book to read? When I say books to read, there are a bunch of books available in the market. Or when I say books available, I primarily take 3 top books. When I say 3 top books, the first book I recommend is PMBOK, because that's a Bible. That's the library book. I'll show the difference between that so that it'll be easy. Suresh, kindly hold on a minute. I'll complete this book part and come to your question. So now, when I take the books part here, if you see here, there are 3 books, okay? And this got published in 2017 September. And every 3 to 4 years, PMI Institute keep upgrading their book. I will use the word upgrading. I didn't use the word change. When I say upgrading, they have the bottom layer of project management as it is for the last 5 decades. They keep topping up. In a sense, project management has not changed in the last 4,500 years. Egypt pyramid used the project management style what you are following now. If you are wondering that I'm learning agile now, don't be wondering now. We are just a dot in this world. There are a lot happened before us. And PMI is there in the industry for the last 50 years, and they keep upgrading the content. Now, when you see PMBOK, when I say PMBOK, Project Management Body of Knowledge, they have a book which is a library book. People keep in a library, they refer it whenever they get a doubt on that. It is not an exam book. I'll repeat again, it's not an exam book, it's a library book to learn what actually is there in project management. So, but that's a good book to learn because it talks depth inside the content. It will be around 700 pages you will read for the examination. I know some of your eyebrows are going high. 700 pages? Do I? Yes, it's possible to read. In a way we teach, we explain you, it'll be good to read, right? It's all story concept. Now, okay, PMBOK is a good. Some people love to read this kind of book, yeah, but again, it is slightly sleepy mode. If you open the book, you'll sleep. When I started reading with the PMBOK, always I'll be in the sofa, the book will be on my face. I'll be sleeping like that, right? I feel it's a little tough for the people who are not good book readers like me. Years back, now I started reading more books. Now I recommend a book which is so good for the people who are a very beginner level of project management. You are very new to project management, but you feel that, man, I don't like reading books like this. Show me some book very interesting. If you like that book, there is a book called Headfirst PMP. People from IT industry know that Headfirst is a concept. How they write is, they write the book in a pictorial representation. Some of you are so good in reading pictorial representation. You see a picture, you quickly get it. If you give a text, you will feel, oof, man, it's boring. Look at any newspaper these days, more than the text, you'll see more pictures now. Do you notice it? That too, Friday magazines are coming like pictures like anything, because your eyes will first go to the picture. Your picture speaks 1,000 words, correct? So if that's the case, if you are a picture-oriented person, Headfirst PMP is a very layman level language, which has a pictorial representation. You love to read it. I started reading book in that, okay? That's first level stage, okay? That's one stage. Now, if you are a person who are more focused on exam and you want to clear the exam as early as possible, your target is straight to that, then go for the book called Rita Mulcahy. It's a very fantastic book made specifically for the exam. Now you can ask me, Sriram, what is this man? 3 or 4 books are there. What I'll tell you is, all these books are derivation from PMBOK. This Rita book derived from PMBOK. Headfirst derived from PMBOK. Even I have a material which is derived from PMBOK. So it's a Bible. We have to go to the book and understand it, and from there they derived it, right? That's how it works. Maybe. I think a couple of questions coming up. Before I move, I'll address a question. Suresh is asking something. I have 2 years experience in entry-level job in analyst. I don't have experience in leading a project or a project management team. Question is whether my 2 years experience valid for PMP eligibility. Suresh, if you have 2 years of experience, it may not be good for you to go for PMP because it's not only for the exam. I'll tell you the toughness will be a little tough. I won't say toughness, and the standard will be a little high. So I would recommend for the people less than 3 years, go for CAPM certification. But you will learn the same subject with the PMP guys. In a classroom, if you take 30 people, 5 people will be of CAPM certified. So they'll also sit there. You learn the same subject, but exam will be less intensive for you, right? That's what the CAPM certificate. To answer your question, Suresh, you may not able to go for PMP, but you can go for CAPM. I believe I answered your question. Okay, Patrick says sometimes it's cold book. Okay, got it. Please tell more on how to keep PMP knowledge, understand, remember. Okay, that's good. I'm coming there. I'm coming there. Hold on, we'll go there. Okay, let's move a little more. What I say is this PMP is the master of all library book. So what I did is I took all these 3 books and derived this as ShriLearning books. And what I did is also I put some 21 days of study plan how to go through this material. Just reading this material, I've seen many people clearing the examination. It happens. But at the same time, if you really want to digest the content, you really want to be the great winner of project manager for next 25 years, I would recommend you to read PMP once because that's a good book, has a lot of knowledge in that. So I'll quickly reiterate here. You can start reading with the PMP, but it is directly a library book. But if you are a person, a picture oriented and a very beginner of the project management, read the Headfirst PMP. But again, if you are a person who are directly towards the examination, go for Rita Mulkai. Read one book, enough. Don't read multiple books. I'm hearing that I read all 3 books 3 times, 4 times. No. For example, if I listen to some movie song, if I listen to some movie song 5 years back, if I love that particular song, I can remember the lyrics for next 20 years. If I just hear the hum, I'll start telling the lyrics of that song. It is something I have a passion toward that song. I love it, so I remember it. If you love the subject of project management and leadership, if you read it once, it will stay with you. That's my theory. If not, even if you read 4 books 5 times, nothing will stay with you, right? That's a point which I get. Anyway, but again, if somebody not good on reading one time, yes, you have to go to second time. Quickly, I'll see something. Please tell me more on how to be. Okay, I'll come there. Patrick, Suresh, please give you after session. Sorry. Yeah, guys, we'll park the question. I'm going to start by 6 o'clock and give you, so that please hold it. Maybe 6:10 I'll give you. So we'll go for the questions. Sunny is asking, so if we study PMP, is it enough to clear the exam and understand the concept? Oh, yes, Sunny. If you read PMP, you are the guru of project management. That's great. Do you think every time they update the content make the exam more tough? Why I'm asking this is we expect the same change in April 2020. No, Shiva, it's something like 2021 we are going to get a new book, not April 2020. We're going to get 2021, and don't think that it's getting tougher. It is getting more knowledgeable. It's getting more current to the market trend. That's how I see, right? It's good actually. I always use the word love what you do. Then you won't feel the toughness, you'll enjoy it, right? If you go and ask Sachin, hey, did you play 18 hours in the ground, man, do you feel tired? You'll tell, man, I love it, man, it's going on me. That's how I feel. Anyhow, that's the ingredient which I give in my class. Start loving the subject, right? How to love it? See that as a story form, you love it. So in the classes, I give story form to these guys and all love, wow, that looks good, right? Anyway, I'll park the questions for you guys, we'll go the last. Now let's move quickly. I know time is so crucial, man. Running fast with you all. I'll move on. Okay. Yeah. Here I have a question. Okay. If somebody has a thought in your mind, hey, you keep giving more hype to the PMP, man. Tell me what does PMP question look like? I given a very simple layman level question here. Just read this question. Try if you can give me answers for this. Put your answers in the chat. Let's see. Okay, answers are coming up. Okay, I would wish everybody try to give an answer. Read the question properly. Okay, sounds interesting. Great, guys. Good. Good, good. C, D, all of them. Prashant, you want to go all of them, but in PMP they'll give one mark for one question. Don't expect 4 marks. Okay, okay. That's interesting. Karthik says yes, Neil says C, Sharad says D. Okay, Rao says D. Good, 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 good. Lot of correct answers, man. Wow, wow. Hey, you guys are ready for the PMP exam. Okay, person. Okay, D. Good, good, good. Good, I like it. I like it. This thing is really good. I know some people are putting with other answers also. I'll give you justification. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, Sri Lakshmi, that's good. Thanks, YG. Lakshman Rao, great, great. Okay, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate all your answers. Thanks, thanks. I like the response. Okay, I'll quickly go on this point. Now, look at this question. It's a very basic question. I don't have any domain to be specified. This is the problem happens in any kind of project, right? So you cannot tell that it's for IT, non-IT, it's my son's birthday party. No, it happens. You receive a notification. It means you receive means current. In a question, you have to see tense. Tense means past tense, present tense, or where we are. I talk about current. Okay. Okay, sorry for my bad handwriting. Now what happened is this is current. Currently something is happening. Major item failing. So if this is not item is not there, your project will not move forward. So one is current. There is a big trouble, and will be delayed. What is the best thing to do? There are a lot of answers. All the 4 answers are correct. Now, what is the best answer out of it? Right? That's how it's going to be. I'm hearing some people saying not able to hear me. All good. Do anybody have a hearing problem, or can I move on? Do anybody facing my video audio not good? Move on. Okay, thanks, Sujit. Okay, let me move on. So now, if you look at this question, it says delayed, and the best thing is asking for. Let me go one by one. They're talking about pre-plan your project to accommodate this delay. I'm talking about currently something is happening. Why should I think about pre-plan now? I have to strike out this answer. It won't work, right? It's wrong. It won't work out. Maybe next project I can do, but this project current, what am I going to do now? That's a question. Notify your manager. Yeah, it sounds good, but if I go to notify manager, the manager will ask me then why I pay salary to you, then why you have been recruited here. I can notify, but not now. In this situation, I can't do it. So straight away, I'll tell these 2 question answers will not come up. Now there is a 2 answers. C and D looks closer. Now I want to look at the best out of it. Let the customer know about it and talk over option. Yes, it is good, but if I go to my customer, the customer can ask me back, hey, you guys don't have any other options to do? Did you try it out? Right? I can go to the customer, but before going to the customer, I would recommend to first talk to the team. First understand with your team. It could be a SME, it could be a senior architect, it could be your core engineers, or it could be a guy who serves you in the low level. Understand exactly what can be done. If the team can't resolve the problem, then you will take to your manager. Your manager has some lessons learned, knowledge, domain expertise, or get knowledge from program manager, portfolio manager. They try to do something. Still they can't do it. Then you take to the customer and talk to them, guys, we tried all the options, look like we can't deliver it. Why don't we give a second option to you, delivering from product A or product B? The customer can say yes or no. When all these 3 happen, then you can record it as pre-plan. That means into lessons learned. On the next project, you will use this learning. So that's how it works out. So if I put the question back again, the answer goes to D. Many of you marked it perfectly D, because first you have to understand from the ground what can be done. If that's not there, we'll move to the next stage. Anyway, this is not the exam for you. I'm just showing a hint of how the scenario comes in the PMP exam. This is called a scenario-based or situation-based question. Here you will not find any domain. You will not know whether it's a predictive nature or adaptive nature. Any project will have this problem. How do you address it? If you see the answers list people given here, it has n number of answers here. Some says A, some says B, some says C. On his or her dimension, that's correct. But when you see a dimension from the project management, D is correct, right? If a 1 or 2 words I change here, D will become wrong. This is how project management exams questions work. By the way, I want to just give a taste of it. Don't think every question will be like this. I was giving just a taste. Hey, it will look like this, right? Anyway, I saw a lot of answers there, and thanks for the answers, everyone. And I think some comment also there on the time of, as the time is pulling up, let's move a little more. Yeah, and the benefit of others, I'll keep moving. So now I gave a taste of it. Let me give some idea about examination pattern, how the examination pattern is going to be. So far I've explained about what is the benefit of exam and what are the books to read for the examination and how a question look like. Now you have to see the exam pattern. When I say exam pattern, it is a computer-based exam or paper-based exam. Both are there, but primarily people go for computer-based exams. And they give 200 multiple choice questions. Okay, you will choose 1 out of 4 choices. Okay, yeah, and again it will be of around 5 domains. Did I say 5 domains? I show a pie chart to you: initiation, planning, executing, content control. Yeah, okay, the question will be placed like that. For a quick understanding, there will be 200 questions in PMP exam and you'll have 4 hours. Oh, some of you saying, wow, 4 hours? Yes, it's 4 hours. But after paying 36,000 for the exam fees, you will not feel it as 4 hours. You will feel it as just 30 minutes because it's your money, your growth, your reputation. You won't live it up, right? So we will practice this in the practice exams, right? That's what we'll do. And there is something on questions like I don't want to address too much onto this area. Don't worry. Yeah. Now, there is no negative marking. Be happy about it. No negative marking. So whatever answer you mark, you get the answer. If you don't mark, it's gone. That's it. Right now, what I want to tell you very thing is, after clearing the exam, you will get the results on immediately. This is what you will all love it. When you do the 4 hours of the exam, when you click the last question, you submit it within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will say you pass, PMP qualified. On the spot, you will get the results. It is not something like you go home and you get the result. On the spot, you will get it because you have paid 38,000. Okay, that's how it's going to be. Okay, I know you all know this information. I just thought giving heads up to you. So 200 questions, multi-choice, and it's going to be 4 hours of examination. Results will be on the spot, and there is no negative marking. The new exam pattern is changing in July 1, 2020. I'm going to explain that in a few minutes. Let me move. Yeah, Sunny, I'm coming there. Hold on. Be with me for 10 more minutes. I'm going to explain. Now, examination pattern. Now, how your result will look like. How your result will look like. Your result sheet will be something like this. What you see on the right side, it will say pass. First thing you have to see is pass. And then it will tell that how much you scored in each area. When I say how much you scored, if you look at here, it will tell that above target, below target, target. See, these are the grading system PMI follows. They follow something called above target, target, below target, and needs improvement. And so far, the PMI has not declared what they mean by above target. They didn't tell that it is 95%. They didn't tell that it is 75%. They never declared it. It is always a secret agenda. They never said it. Okay, it's all our assumptions. Or go to a seasoned coach. Maybe if you can reach out someone very experienced coach, they will rightly tell that if you get this much of mark in practice exam, you will score and clear the main exam. That is the reason they go to the right coach. If you don't go to the right coach, there is a chance you may get misled. So because there is no declaration from PMI, if you score 60 marks, you are passed. No, they are not declared it. They just said that you have to score above target, target, below target in this area. I'll repeat again. In exam, you have 200 questions. It's going to be 4 hours of examination. They follow the grading system as above target, target, below target, needs improvement. If you stay in above target and target in 5 areas, if you see the areas here, you have initiation, you have planning, you have execution, you have monitor and control. The guy who I pulled out here, I have hidden the names of this guy. This guy got above target in all the area. It's really good score. But sometimes what will happen is you will get a target here. You will get target here, right? You will get a need improvement here, right? If you get more need improvement and below target, there is a chance this result will be some other result, right? The most best thing is stay in target. Stay in target. Now you can ask me the question, Shriram, how do I know I'm in target, right? That's a thrill of the exam. You will not know until you see the results. You will not know. But when you practice it, I start working with the candidate for the last 10 days of the examination. You will be with me. I will start guiding you bit by bit, telling that where you are weak, where you have to tweak it up. It's something like FM radio. Okay, slightly if you tune, you will get a digital sound. If not, it will be a normal FM radio. Songs will come. I'm not saying no songs. Songs will come, but you won't get the woofer sound. You have to make a move for some slightly tweaking. This is my role. I'll be tweaking you slowly the last minute of last 10 days and you'll get to the above target. I have many people scored above target in all the area, right? So it's an hidden agenda from PMI. They don't show how much to clear the examination, but don't worry, that will be taken care when you approach me. I'll start telling you what it is, right? But ideally, you have to get target in all the areas. Okay, I know a lot of questions coming up there. I'll come to you. Let me complete what the subject I want to complete so that it may address your question. Okay, sounds on the exam part. Now let me move a little more. Oh man, this is a certificate you get. Wow. Now they recently changed to orange color. If not, it was a blue color. So you will see a certificate. You know what? The moment you see the certificate, you will get tears out of you. Every other day, I get a phone call from someone saying that I cleared the PMP exam. The moment I pick the phone, the voice will be shaking. They said, Shriram, I cleared the examination, right? It is something like so thrilling to clear the PMP exam. That kick is so nice because after so many years of your college days, you go for the examination which challenges you. That will be so interesting and challenging. I like it, right? So your certificate will be like this. I hidden the name because of original certificate. This one is. So you will get a PMP number here. This number you have to put in your resume. If you go for interview, they'll take this number and put in the website of PMP, PMI. It will tell them, are you eligible or not? That will show it there on the website itself. So this number is more valuable number, and it will give a date. The date will be of 3 years of timeline. 3 years of timeline will tell 3 years valid. Now you can ask me the question, after 3 years, what I will do? Do I need to write the exam again? No. They have something called PDU collection. That is, you have to go listen to the webinars, listen to session, like someone who coach like you take the session, you can listen to that, by which you get points. If you score the needed points, 60 points, then what happens is they'll be allowing you to renew for another 3 years. For example, I did my certificate in 2016 and 19 my certificate got over. What I did is in 3 years, I keep on learning myself. I gain PDUs. Every 1 month, I'll go for Bangalore chapter, Mumbai chapter. When I go to US, I go to Los Angeles chapter. I go to chapter and sit them and listen to them. The more you listen, PMI assumes that you are keep learning yourself. When you keep learning yourself, they feel that the certificate is valid. If you don't learn regularly, they feel your certificate is not valid. They'll say disqualified, right? Let's not worry about this now. I will guide you how to get the points also. For now, you have to worry about how to get the certificate. Then I will tell you how to renew the certificate. That's a simple process. Getting certificate is tough. Renewing is simple. I'll help you, right? That's a point. Cool. I have to move further more. God, time running, man. I'll come to the question, Rob. Hold on. Okay, this is the main area. Many people are waiting for it. Preparation time. Okay, I want to spend time here for 5 minutes. Preparation time goes like this. If you watch out here, preparation goes in 3 categories. One is someone very crucial. They want the certificate very immediately. They may be waiting for the promotion. They may be job change. They may be waiting for the visa. They may be migrating to UK. Lot factors are there. Those people who want a certificate very quickly, immediately, you can go for a 3 weeks activity. When I say 3 weeks activity, it will be a very intensive program. You have to work very closely with me. What I'll do is I'll work out on a plan for 21 days of study track, and you will be reading on work days at least 4 hours per day, and you'll be reading weekends 8 hours per day, right? When I say read, you will read with full attention, not with the mobile and television, right? You have to be full focus. I'll be with you closely watching out. And on last 5 days of the exam, you will read 12 hours per day. I know some people are looking at me, 12 hours. Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm kidding here. What happens is when you are very much needed of the certificate in 3 weeks, yes, you have to do this. But it's a little tough, I'll tell you, but I got people. I have one lady, she cleared exam in 15 days. I have one IIM qualified MBA guy, he cleared exam 16 days. Those are records I have, but it is really hard working. I don't know how many hours the guys read, but they did it. Okay, that's one track. Let me go to track 2. Track 2 talks about 8 weeks of timeline. 8 weeks of timeline, which you have to read at least 2 hours per day, right? I'll tell you how to read that. And 6 hours of reading is needed on the weekends. And last 5 days, you'll read 8 hours, right? This is how you should do. When you come the last 4, 5 days, 6 days, you'll practice some of the exams. Net practice is very needed to go for the main exam. If not, it's going to be a little tough. So you have to work on the practice. That again will be guiding you how to do that part. Now, what I want to tell you is, you may be doing from a different institute. You may be working on different timeline. I know some of you started preparing at least 6 months back or 5 months back. What I will tell you is first set a target date. For example, if you set a target date as a Jan 14 is your exam. Now from here start working out. October, what's the date today? It's 20, right? Yeah, October 20. October 20 till the timeline, how much days you get? Say you have 64 days. I'm just putting a random number. In 64 days, how many week days you have? How many weekends we have? Right? I generally put a calendar like this, and the calendar will help you to track where you are running. Right? And when you put this date, you really work well. And if you want to know about human psychology or human brain system, our brain system is so interesting. It is a goal-seeking mechanism. The moment you set a particular number, a particular date, your brain starts working automatically. You know that Jan 14th you're going for the examination, you will start ignoring unwanted party. You may stop some of the unwanted things. You'll focus and get to that. So date is very vital. So I'll work with you when we prepare for the examination. That's very vital for you. So now I spoke about the category of 3 weeks. I spoke about the category of 8 weeks. There is one more category. These people say that, hey Sriram, I know project management, I like PMP, but I don't want to rush and clear the examination. You know, I want to digest it, man. I want to learn it. I really want to do this. I want to be a great manager for next 25 years. I don't want to just get a certificate. There are people like that I get from US and Canada. They spend at least 4 months timeline to read this. So what they do is they digest it. They go step by step. They read carefully every pages and come back to me after 2 to 3 months, where I'll set a target date for them and start progressing. So I put 3 categories. One, very fast. They want a promotion, growth, job change, country migration, visa, or they want to kick their manager out of the company, right? They want a 3 week certificate. That's there. 8 week certificate where they work out little time. They have 2 months of time to do. There are some people 4 to 5 months of certification they do it. So we have 3 categories. So we have to go by customizing what you look out for and make it happen. When you come closer, we'll be working out on 21 days plan or 56 days plan, how to read the 5 process groups, how to read the 10 knowledge areas, which is a part of PMP, right? It is not only with me you have to read. What I'm saying here is, even if you have a own study plan like this. Have 3 weeks, 8 weeks plan, and put a calendar in the board, have a particular date and mark it, this is the date I'm a PMP. Set yourself a clear system, because when you go systematic, I'll tell you, nobody can touch you. I have seen people very systematic win the intellectual people. Intellectual people something overestimate, they lose the game, whereas a systematic person always wins the game. That happens, right? That goes. Good, that's about it. And 5 more minutes, I will complete this content what I have, then I'll give the question to you, Q&A session. I know you have questions on this area also, I'll come there. Okay, some of you worried about the exam pattern change. I'll quickly touch here. If you see the screens here, I put it very clearly. This is the current pattern of exam happening. Initiation, starting to the close of the project, everything is here. And this is the percentage of exam questions. And also this is the percentage we work in our project. That's happening till June 30th. Until June 30th, from here, how many months we have? October, right? November, December, almost 7 months or 6, 8 months you're going to do this exam. This is a pattern going to happen. I'll be taking classes in this pattern till at least May. By June, I'll change the pattern. Now, what is a new pattern? New pattern is coming up in July 1st. The pattern talks about people, process, environment. Now the question is, hey Sriram, it's totally confusing, man. Look at here, lot of percentage, here only 3. How it's going to work? For your surprise, both are to the same book called as, what a bad handwriting, man. Okay, both goes to PMP 6th edition. Only the way of question is going to change. Same initiation or planning process, have people, have process, have business. All 3 are there, but the way they're going to put the question will slightly change, right? And again, it's going to be, it's not totally revealed what kind of things will happen in the question, because still we are working on that. Even I was reading through the outline, it looks very interesting. I feel this is coming really interesting, but both looks the same book. Now you may ask me the question, okay Sriram, I'm doing PMP by January 2020. Will my certificate invalid when a new book or a new pattern comes in? I will tell no. I have friends who cleared examination in 1990. They're still PMP. A doctor is always a doctor, MBBS. Even 20 years later, MBBS is MBBS. You may upgrade yourself. You mean that MBBS keep changed? You can't tell doctor is invalid. No, it's not like that. So you are doing a project management professional. Look at the word professional. You are a professional, but you have to upgrade it. That upgrade is called as PDUs. You have to keep learning. If you don't learn, they'll say you are not a good doctor. They'll throw out of the market. Right? That's a concept here. So anybody worried about the exam change, I'll tell don't worry. These concepts are there. It's happening every 3-4 years. It's not new. It's happening. It's something like a recession. Every 7 years, 6 years, a recession will happen. It's happening. My last 100 years, recession is happening. It will go down, come up, go down, come up. People feel, oh wow, now it's happening. I said, no, it's happening for so many years. So what I mean is both are going to the same book. It's going to hit the same book, but the way they look at the question will change. I showed you a scenario question, right? In that scenario question, maybe some ingredient will change. That's it. If that's the same concept. But one good thing I'm looking at the content reading is they're going towards more on adaptive nature. They're giving equal importance to predictive and adaptive. I think in the beginning of the session, I said that predictive projects, adaptive projects, they're giving equal weightage now. So that's what I'm seeing that. If not, same content, same book, and only the way of looking questions is changing. Right? That's about the new book coming up. I'm sorry, new pattern is coming up. By the way, book is going to change only by 2021 until the book is same. Exam question way is alone getting changed. Anyway, it's above your head. Don't worry now. For now, just close your eyes and follow this pattern and clear the exam. That's how it is. And it is going to be valid till your lifetime, right? And they call the PMP as a golden certificate. If you read some internet blog, they say gold. Gold value keep going up, it never comes down, right? Okay, I'll quickly go to the next one. Oh yeah, this is very important area. Many want to know what's the fee structure. Hey, Shriram, what's the fees, man? Okay, fees is here. What happened is a PMI, when I say PMI Project Management Institute, they have a fee structure. They charge $139 for membership. What is membership? When you get membership, you are eligible to download PMBOK book. You are eligible to listen to free webinars, right? That's very interesting. Now, these content are going to be useful for you for future and also for the examination, both the way. And this membership should be renewed every year, and that will help you to listen a lot of videos and audios. So amazing, will be great, high quality, right? That's there. If you are a person who don't like all this stuff, if you don't like, hey man, I don't like membership, man, I don't want to put the money there, you can directly go to the exam. It's 555. I tell this number as a Las Vegas number. You guys know Las Vegas, where they have a jackpot. You put the machine, it will be 555, right? That's a jackpot number. So what is the difference between a member and a non-member is, a member will write exam for 544, a non-member will write for 555. Almost $11 difference, if not nothing. So what I want to tell you is, don't worry about the examination part, and the fee structure is almost same. If you get the membership, you will be able to download some books. That's how it is. Okay, quickly I'll recap what all things we touched so that I'll go give you time for 30 minutes for question. Full of question time. I know many people are typing there. You guys are going to enjoy the question. Let's do that. So recap, what we did is what to read, which book to read, when should start reading. That is, if you're 3 weeks, if you're 8 weeks, if you plan for 5 months, how to read that, how to prepare. Go for the book and have a pattern of reading, have a calendar marked, and go for the pattern which is a 21 days plan or 56-day plan. You have to start reading through that. How to write. The how to write is a little crucial, which I need close work with you. When I say close work, you may be 3 years experience, you may be 16 years experience. I should see that, are you really getting the concept? Are you looking at the question as a project manager, as a leader, or as a resource? I have to see your brain process, and based on that, we'll be able to suggest more. But again, generally, when you say write, understand the concepts clearly. There is something called ITTOs, inputs, tools, techniques, outputs. It will be a lot there. Some people ask to do it to memorize. You cannot memorize. It's not human possible. You are not chippy computer, right? To memorize everything. It won't happen. You have to understand the concept. If you understand the concept in a story form, it will stay with you. See, I'm a coach who love to tell in story form. And people listen to me and tell that, Shriram, I remember your example when I went to the exam. In an exam hall, I can recall that example what you gave. So that is what how to write. I will be with you giving a lot of examples. You'll feel, wow, that's connecting, man. That's working. So this is what the how to write part. Anyway, with this a short time of 1 hour, I was just able to just give the heads up of what it is. Now quickly I go to the questions. I know many are bumping with the questions. Let me go. Where to start? Do, Lord, man. Okay, I'll start with the Jitender. I'm a product development manager having 14 years experience, want to work as a project manager, but people say this is not for you. You should think of as technical architect or persist same in technical areas. What is essential to start career in a project manager for experience? Pressure. Okay, big question. Jitender, don't go by what others says. If your heart, your brain says that I am a leader, just go ahead. If you have a money and time, go ahead for an MBA certificate in a reputed institute, right? That's the first recommendation I give to anybody. If you don't have money, if you don't have time for doing MBA, go for a certificate which is highly reputed in the market. It could be of Prince 2, it could be of a PMP, it could be of anything best certificate on leadership track. And I highly recommend PMP certificate. Just do that and market yourself, get a big win, right? People keep saying this won't work, this will work. I'm not sure they tried it out. They, without trying, they'll give the feedback. But as my experience, I'll tell that see if it's MBA or see for PMP, crack it. Because 14 years experience, you should be in leadership track already. If not, you should do that. Okay, Sharad, I heard PMP exam is going to change in June 2020. What is the real time required to prepare the crash exam? Okay, I think I answered you, Sharad. July 1st, 2020 exams are changing. In order to crash fast, go rhythmic. Even if you start by November, you'll be clear the exam by January. Very, very smooth clearing January can happen. Somebody in very rush, I'm waiting for my US visa. December I have to go. Yes, we have 3 weeks, hit hard, we clear the examination. But I will be back you and chase you like anything because you have to read like every hours, this many hours, right? That's it. But again, not everybody need that way. To answer your question, yes, it's possible. Suresh, now it is Pearson Weir. Yes, Suresh, the center has been changed. Don't worry, it's another exam center. That's it. What is the processing criteria? I think Sunny, I have answered you. Okay. Can you please tell us a CAPM examination pattern? Abhi, what you do is just ping me or message my team in the website. And we have a CAPM details. I will explain all in place. Don't worry, you'll be part of the PMP group, but you'll write a CAPM exam. I am there with you. I will help you out on that part. Sharad is asking, with this training, 35 PD will cover it. Yes, you're right. When you go for a training with any institute, it's not this institute. If you go to any institute, they call 35 learning hours, which makes you eligible for the PMP examination. Be careful, it's eligibility. So that is our responsibility to give you eligibility. So you go for the main exam. Don't worry, that will be taken care. After 3 years, we need to renew the correct. Yeah, Sharada answered the question. Yes, you have to renew it. That is also taken care. Navita is asking, what are the most important knowledge areas for the exam? Oh man, that's interesting. Navita, every knowledge is important for the exam. But if you ask me which knowledge area will make you think more, I will tell 3 triple constraint. That is scope, requirement of the project, 2 cost, budgeting of the project, 3 schedule, time of the project. It is called triple constraint. That is a place we have WBS, work breakdown structure, which will go down work package, which will go down activities. In the activities, you do costing, timing, resource factor. It's the area which is highly needed, right? Some of the Americans or Canadian people, when you take classes, they do this day in, day out. So when you take class to them, they feel more connected. Oh yeah, I do it. When you are or we are or I am from India, sometimes we would have done only execution of the project. What will happen is one Friday evening, get an Excel sheet from a senior folk from another country, telling that make the project work happen. Because already planning is done, already costing is done, already timing is done. They ask you to execute it. If that's the case, you feel a little tricky with the project. That gap is what I will try to fill in the classroom. I don't assume that you have knowledge. I will think you as a scratch start person. So I will explain you all the concepts. If you take the same class from the Canada-based person who's born and brought up there and learns project from end to end, for them those areas are easy, right? That's how it works out. I think you answered your question. I'll go to Rao. Do we require all modules target? If I get needs to be improvement, 2 modules out of 5, it is fail. No, Rao, if in initiation and in closing, if you get need improvement, no problem, because that's a small area. But in execution, but in planning, you get need improvement, it means there is a mistake, there's a problem. Okay, that's your question to answer. For Neil, would you share a detailed study plan? Yes, Neil, I'll give it. I know it's very short, 1 hour time. Actually, I want to explain all. I love to do, but the time is running like crazy. I couldn't explain. Right, Jitendra, what is the ideal time to decide the date and pay 38,000? Oh, okay, that's a good question, Jitendra. Hey, Jitendra is asking when I have to pay the 38,000. What I do with my candidate is, first I'll understand how much they understood. I'll have a call with them after the class and I'll give some exams to them. I will see how much they're scoring. The moment you score certain numbers, I have the numbers with me, that numbers is an indication that you're ready for the main exam. Then I'll be with you to fill the application form and go for the examination. So until I'm able to tell you that you're ready, you will not pay the fees. So we'll not pumping your money unnecessarily, we'll hold the money. But ideally, after the class, within 3-4 weeks, people will get ready for the exam. Okay, Abhi, can you get me to CAPM? Yeah, we will help you at CAPM, don't worry. Suresh is asking from where we can take mock questions. Any good websites that can be suggested? Yeah, there are a lot of websites, Suresh. But again, I don't want to give a vague explanation here, but I will give specific websites when we start working out. In fact, we do have a good mock exams when the course gets completed. That will be given to you. That will be pack of the course, right? Beyond that, there are some paid sites on that. I'll recommend it as you get closer to that. It's too early for you, right? If not, I'll again put in the website also for you. YG, how to identify the question related to which technology areas? That's a good question, YG. See, when you have 200 questions in the exam, you will not know, is this from planning, is this from execution? But when you read all the project together for at least 2-3 weeks or 4 weeks, your brain knows that it is a project. You may not need to worry which knowledge area. You will only worry, if I do this action, will this project win or fail? That's where you will be there. You will not think it's at a cost, it's at a schedule, is it a stakeholder? No. Your mind will think, if I make a decision, my project will success or failure, right? That's the point you will come to that. That's called maturity level. That's the answer for the YG. Pankaj, I have experience of 5 years in construction industry, but what I felt after searching about PMP, that is certificate is more in demand in IT industry, not in construction. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Pankaj, I would recommend you to see the video again. The beginning of the video, I was showing some demand in the market. In that, you will see construction and civil engineering is always in demand. One of the highest PMP demand comes from civil engineering. I get many people from UAE contacting me for the PMP. PMP is in a high demand. It is IT people come in and they also learn it. It is not only IT driven, right? It's for any domain for 200 countries. You'll be surprised. Okay, some of you wondered, really we have 200 countries in the world? Yes, we have 197 countries registered in the UN, but we are around 204 countries, right? Out of which 200 countries we have PMP running. It's huge. Okay, Navyata, do we need to memorize IDDOs? No, Navyata, you cannot. You are not chitty. I will explain the stories, concepts that will help you to remember. And I'll give some tips when you're ready for the exam. There are some writing tips are there. I'll tell them how to write, how to practice every day. I'll give some daily practice. That daily practice will make you to memorize, remember some key things, not everything. That's for your answer. Hey, Manuel, good to see you here, man. I want to thank you so much for your time. Hey, Manuel, thanks, man. Good. Ramesh is there. I have 9 years of experience and ONG industry, and right now doing pilot project myself business. I hope I am qualified. Oh, you're very much, man. You're very much. If you do a project on your own, you know end to end than a person who works for a salary, right? So you have a lot of knowledge. I appreciate it. So Bharat is asking something. I'm a civil engineer professional. Is it recommended? Oh, highly recommended. If you want a 25% salary hike, if you want a reputed company, highly recommend for civil engineering. Okay, Dinesh. Shiram, thank you. I have only one question to ask. When are you going to have your next session at Delhi? Please have it as soon as possible. Dinesh, I'm trying out. If you know, my calendar is highly packed. I'm working out for Bangalore, Pune, Delhi. And again, if I can't come to that city, I'm opening up for an online like this video session, which is starting from November 2nd. Okay, it is going to be very interesting. You'll be like this. You'll be seeing me. I'll be speaking to you. That's going to happen. That's going to start November 2nd. That's the information for you. ShriLearning, how beneficial PMP for investment banker? Yes, it is, right. I have a couple of people from ICICI Bank, senior folks, executives came for PMP because project is everywhere. For example, in banking segment, let's say approving industrial drones is a project. They're given to you within 3 months. You have to allocate 4 big companies project allocation. So that's a project. You have a start time, you have an end time, you have a set of activities to do. So you will work as a project. For that, you should know where it starts, where it ends, who are the stakeholders, how is the communication, procurement, cost, all to be done. It's really useful. Shilpa, I'm planning to give exam in December end. When to start it and how, and when to get PMP membership. Amazing, great. Shilpa, December, right? We are in October. Contact me from November 1st week. Take my number, reach out to me, and we'll start guiding you. From November 1st week, we'll start working out. That's good. That's good. Rajan, next session date on Delhi NCR, please. Yes, Ranjan, we'll update you. As I said, it is online also coming up. We'll look it out. Patrick, PMP has more value than MBA if not done from that's true. I have seen, I am MBA guy came for the class and he said that, man, I'm seeing almost equal and above than what we see in MBA. But MBA, you sit and read gradually for 1 year, right? You digest it. PMP is a short course and they'll push you, but the subject is so vast, man. I'll tell you the version. You're right, Patrick, that's right. Raju says, Shai Shriram, being into operation management from last 10 years, I'm eligible for PMP. Yes, you should be eligible if your operation management or some of the area you did it as a project. Implementing operation for one of the project could be a deadline based. Have a start date or end date, it's a process. If you did that, you are eligible. And again, if you are looking at yourself as a leader or a manager next 2 to 3 years, yes, you should try for PMP as you can change your way you work. You can change your domain also. Yes, it's possible, right? Again, Rajguru, please connect me in the WhatsApp. I'll help you more. Srividya, oh man, Srividya, do you think only reading Rita is enough to crack? I have many people, Srividya, just Rita, they cleared the exam. Okay, in training all recording sessions, but yes, Sharon, the plan is we do conduct with GoToMeeting. This will be recorded video. Within next 6 hours or 8 hours, we have some timeline. The video will be shared in a WhatsApp on your chat folder. You can download it, have in a computer, mobile. When you drive the car, you can put my video, you can listen to me and start driving the car, or sit and listen, right? That's what people do. This is how I'm doing for some years. People enjoy learning that way. Okay, David is asking, what is the best way to start among knowledge areas or process groups? Okay, this is a crucial point, I like it. I take classes starting from stakeholder management, because I feel if you know the stakeholder well in the project, you work the project really well. Okay, that's where I start through. But again, I have a flow of where to start, how to proceed, like we go in order. But again, in the books, it starts from integration management. If you want, you can go that way, or in the classes, I'll be explaining you how to go step by step. So that starts from stakeholder management, start driving triple constraint, quality, and then travels to procurement and integration. This is how I go. Okay, that's for your question. They're ready. Sharada. Exam question answers preparation software material provided. I don't think you need a question answer preparation software. It is, I think you're asking about mock exams. Yes, it will be provided to you. Thiru is asking, thanks a lot for your valuable guidance. I got inspired by your indirectly as your student, almost 3 to 4% in a week. And these success stories, it's really, oh yeah, Thiru. I know in my LinkedIn, I see every 2-3 days, 1 person clearing the examination, right? And I will tell it's all their dedication, okay, their commitment. I should not take anything out of it. Maybe I push them 3% or 4%. Rest 97% they worked hard, right? I know where to tickle you, where to pinch you so that you start reading. Sometimes a small touch will make the best thing, right? So I feel I'm contributing 3% and those people are putting 97% of effort. I give all this credit to their effort, right? So thanks, Thiru, for addressing it. Atul, what kind of study material do you provide? Soft copy or hard copy? In a classroom, it will be a hard copy provided to you, and on online sessions, it will be digital copy provided to you, right? We're also working out how can we provide a hard copy for digital, online classes. Yeah, you will get the material, Atul, but you cannot get the material of a PMBOK edition updated because it's a copyrighted version, which you can download from the website. Okay, Mitali is asking, I have just completed my master's and started working with my first job. So if you could tell me how to go for CAPM, absolutely Mitali, you can go for CAPM. What to happen is, I know a couple of people asking for CAPM. CAPM people will sit with me in PMP classes because both are same subject, no change in that. Only the exam will change. In PMP, it's 200 questions, for you is 150 questions. So you will sit with among all the students But when you go for the examination, your intensity of the examination will be a little less, and the area of coverage also will be a little less. So I'll closely work with you to explain what you have to read, how to read. And usually CAPM exams, people write from their home in their laptop. You no need to go to any exam center. They change the process now. With the laptop in a home, you can write the examination. So any part of the world, you can write the exam. I'll guide you, Mithali. Please ping the team regarding your requirement. Uma Shankar, Shriram, can you please give one example of difference between portfolio, program, and project? Okay, okay. Anyway, Uma, how it works out is portfolio is something like, let's say Tata. I'll take Tata Concerns. In Tata Concerns, we have Tata Steel as a portfolio, Tata Motors as a portfolio, and TCS as a portfolio. Now, Tata Motors, if you take as a portfolio, and under Tata Motors, you have programs. You have lightweight vehicles, cars, or lorry and heavy vehicles as a program, right? Under one program, in a cars, they have multiple cars. It can be Jaguar, it could be hatchback cars, it could be SUV. These are the projects. If you go to heavy vehicles, lorries, school buses, JCB, these all can be project, right? So portfolio is segments in a corporate like Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Tata TCS, and programs and project happens. So we live within these projects to make this program happen really well, and the program will make the portfolio really well. Portfolio will make the organization to win strategy in the market. I generally explain well in the classroom also with a lot of examples. For you, quick, I gave that. I hope I answered you, Uma. Abhishek, I have done 2 online certification on PM from Coursera and LinkedIn. Will those be helpful here? I feel so, Abhishek. Provided if they given you PDUs, you can apply for the examination. If not, I think it is tough. We will address this point later. You can ping me. Shilpa, when is the ideal time to book an exam slot? I will tell Shilpa, if you are ready for the exam and you are scoring certain percentage in the mock examination, you can book for the exam. Imagine if you're scoring less than 50% in the practice exam, it's not a good time. Okay, so I have to talk to you and understand what is your level of understanding, right? Shilpa, maybe 2 years experience or maybe 20 years experience, maybe 25 years experience. Let me understand a little more. But ideally, look at your exam scoring, practice exam. If you are scoring some certain percentage like 65, 70%, that's a good deal, saying that you are ready. You can go for the exam, right? That's a point. Jay Prakash Nagappan, what is a knowledge approach and logical approach to clear the exam? Jay Prakash, if I understand to you, I don't see two difference here. Approach is something you have to have a systematic plan to prepare the examination. You have the exam date. You should have enough material with you. You should have learned at least 35 hours with the proper coaching and then start preparing for it. When I say preparing, you have to read, write. Only reading will not take you forward. You have to write a lot. So that is what I recommend. Sujit, one book is Pimbak and other is Rita Mulkai. Can you repeat the other book name once again with the spelling? It is Headfirst PMP. H-E-A-D, Headfirst PMP. I think I answered you. Vijayan is asking, organizer, what is the major difference between PMP and Prince 2? Vijayan, I think many articles on internet explained it. Anyway, I don't see a major difference. Both are project management things, whereas PMP is a framework. You stand on a platform of a framework. On that, you can do Scrum certification, Prince 2 certification, Scaled Agile framework. Framework talks about predictive, adaptive nature, talks about broad spectrum of project management. Prince 2 talks project management, but it won't go that much deep and broad, right? That's how it is. Even I have Prince 2 with me, but PMP I feel is very broader. Obina, is there any way to contact you personally? I have few queries to clarify, which is not suitable, relevant to ask here. Neil, I think I given my email ID. Sorry, I'll share the email ID in a minute. You can see my email ID and you can contact them, right? Okay, Sharad, in your material mock interview questions cover, or do we have additional purchase? No, Sharad, all will be covered in the package. Aditya, referring to Pimbox 6 mapping of the process, should I prepare a knowledge area wise or process group wise horizontally? It can be both the way, Aditya. Some people work with a vertical process group wise. It's up to your knowledge how you read it. In the classroom, every book reads in a horizontal way, right? So I have plans for both the side. I have vertical plan, I have horizontal plan. We will discuss it. When you feel which is comfortable, you can take it on. That's how it is. Okay, Chitta Rao. Thank you sharing valuable information, Ram. Currently, I'm working in Australia. However, I will ping you later and tell you my timings. I need to more kind of. Yeah, Rao. I have 3 people already joined for online from Australia. I know it's a little late hours, but those guys say that yes, Sriram, I want to do the course. Sometimes they feel sleepy, they sleep, but they have the video recording with them. They listen to the recording later, they wake up. It happens, no other go. YG, thank you for various guidance and path lines. How can I connect you? Yes, I'm going to share the email address now. YG, you will connect. PMP versus Prince 2, which is more appropriate for you or countries. Don't go by countries, actually. Go by what you want in future. You will not stay in Europe alone for next 25 years, right? So learn PMP. On top of that, learn Prince 2. I learned PMP, I learned Prince 2, I learned Scrum certification. It is needed. Every year, invest some money on education. Anyway, in few minutes, I'm going to start a program for leadership program. There I talk about how to enhance your learning skills. I'll talk about it. Sandeep, given exam for 2 times but could not clear. How shall I study? Sandeep, I know it's very hard feeling. I have met a few candidates like that came to me and I helped them and they cleared the examination. Maybe a small tweak in a way we look the examination will change the things. Sometimes the bike will not start. You click, you keep kicking 15 times. Sometimes you just change the position of the bike, shake the petrol tank. Generally, we do, right? Put the choke once, give a second, give one kick, it will start, right? So I will to work with you closely where the kick is needed. I will do that. Not kicking you, kicking on the knowledge. I'll make you clear the examination. Don't worry on that part. Navita, once I'm certified in PMP, will it let me change a domain even I do not have experience in domain? That's a good question. PMP is one of the certificates that will help you to change your domain. But at the same time, I'll tell you, you should love the domain which you want to go. If only for the namesake or only for the money purpose you want to change your domain, that will be tough for you. If I like metro construction work really well, from childhood, I love trains. I know tracks, I know system, I love trains, okay? My father asked me to go to be a software engineer, become a software engineer. After 20 years, I want to change the domain. Yes, I can. But the last 20 years with my software work, I also read something about the trains, how engine works, which country produces engines, how the tracking system works. I know everything about the domain. Now, if I do PMP, I can apply for the job for a metro construction in any country, and they will invite me. I can explain all about project management along with the domain knowledge. Then they will tell this guy is good. If not, you will get the job, but you'll be so tough to play the game because you have to do WBS, activities, execution, you have to talk to stakeholders. It'll be tough. So to your question, yes, you can switch, but you should love the domain which you want to go. Okay, Suresh. Suresh is asking what? Do you have a plan strategy for a person who has completed his self-training already? Yes, Suresh, I will explain you. No issues. I'll give the email ID. I will explain you. How should I approach you for PMP? Not possible to attend the classroom training. We have online sessions, Bharat. November 2nd, we are starting a new session. There you will get into. Okay, Pradeep, I have 8 years of experience in Black Belt Six Sigma. Yeah, it will definitely help you as you are assistant manager. Already you have done a lot of stuff at your side. Definitely, it's going to help you. Also, you have Six Sigma, which is going to talk about a lot of quality factors. Okay, as many of you asking what is the contact point, I'll go to there and come back to the questions. What I do is I'll quickly show what I have here. Now, these are the points which I want to explain you. Now, the question is how you are going to how you're going to see how ShriLearning is going to help you. We have 3 factors here. One is live video session with the Shriram, which is going to be of now it's going to be of something like a video session which happens on every month. We have it. It happens on the weekend, which is starting on November 2nd. Right? It will be a session like what we had here. I'm going to explain the concepts, show you all the factors of PMP. You're going to train out of it. And we have a classroom sessions happening in Bangalore, Pune, Delhi. It's going on, and it's happening now. So I will give the details for that. You can even look into that. And we have some corporate trainings also, which goes for in-house trainings. If there are a bunch of people from the same company, they say that, hey, we want to do in our company. Yes, we can do that. That is also there. So it will be on November 2nd. We're going to start as a GoToMeeting. Okay, this is a good software which you're using now. Video recording will be shared with you. It will be high resolution, high good, and video recording will be really good to listen to anytime. Right? That's the way what we did now. And sessions generally we have. This is our venue. You will get your PMP sessions happening here, and it happens generally in a star hotels with good food facility. Okay, we love food, right? Yeah, I love food. Okay, it happens there. It'll be of 4 days of training, like morning 9 to 5. It'll happen. We'll give you the material, content, workshop, lot of fun and lot of photographs. It happens. Yes, that's how it goes. And as I said, it's online is there. As I said, we have a classroom is there. It's really good. We do all the stuff. Anybody can reach out. How to reach out? Okay, here it goes. You can, yeah, Hyderabad, Arun, we are planning out. We need to decide on the date timeline. Yes, Arun, we can help you out on that part. So here is the mail ID and WhatsApp numbers. So probably you can contact these numbers. When you look out and note down the numbers, I'll quickly answer some of the questions. There's a 4 and 8 week session mode is separate than 4 days training program. See, 4 and 8 week sessions, I was talking about something on online session and the classroom session. Classroom session goes 4 days, whereas online session goes off 8 weeks. It is on every Saturdays of 8 Saturdays, which will do that. Yeah, Pradeep, you can do that. Yeah, Pratik, for online training happens on only Saturdays, evening 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Okay, so Saturdays usually be a little free on the evenings. 6 to 8 will do, 6 to 10 will do it. Sorry, 6 to 10, 4 hours it will happen for 8 Saturdays. Anyway, we'll give more information as we get closer to that. You can mail to the support team. They will give all the details to you. Okay, thanks, Jatinder. Varun, hi Shriram. In the beginning of this session, you highlighted the importance of domain knowledge also. You said it is possible to change your domain in case of domain change after clearing the PMP exam. How to cope up with that change? I think I explained to you, Varun, with some case study. Yep, you can change it as and good about the domain. In reference to last question, if CA, PM, and PMP are the same value, it will slightly differ. It depends on the experience, right? If you're a good experienced person, you go for PMP. If you are a less experienced person, you go for CAPM. It differs based on that. I guess you should tell participants. Okay, right? Okay, how sessions with you will be planned if candidates is from other states? Yes, it's an online session, Prashant. It's be planned with you. We're going to have it. Okay, okay. Hey, first of all, I'm seeing much of people getting more interest on trainings, and thanks all for listening to this session. And the session is planned something like online. We have classrooms in your cities, and we have corporate trainings going up. I would recommend you to connect with this email given here. If not, we'll also reach out to you. We'll be sharing more information. You can also visit ShriLearning.com, which will be shared. And again, don't worry, you can do it in different institute also. You can come to me, I'll help you out. Don't think that you are do only with my institute to help you, right? So you can do other institute also. I'll try to guide you, which is good for me and which is good for you, right? Are we planning any batches in Chennai? Yes, Vijay, we're working out on it. We'll get you on the date. How much it will cost for your course and exam? Yes, Shibab, everything will be shared in the email. Yes, of course, in IAN it will be shared with you. Is there any new period mentioned between the 3 exams in a year? And before going to the process group knowledge areas, they've already explained all the questions. Yeah, I've taken your points. Thanks, Navita. Okay, we're working out. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Great, guys. I know it's something on a Sunday evening. You all sacrificed your television program, sacrificed your evening time, and came to here. And many of you from different part of the country, different part of the world. I appreciate all of you for joining here. I asked my team to give you a link here. This link is going to talk about how to be a top 2%, how to be a good leader in a corporate, how to be a good leader in a personal life, right? That will be shared with the link in a minute now in the same group chat. Now, I'm going to talk about how to enhance your abilities by being a great person, right? In that, PMP will be part of it. So we will talk that in a minute. So first of all, I give a thanks to everyone for joining here. Okay, and now you would have seen a chat there in the screen, which has a link. We're going to start in 15 minutes, which gets into leadership program, right? And again, don't think that this is the only way you can contact me. Today, I just open up webinar. What is the plan is I'm going to have more webinars with you, which explain a lot of concepts, and be free to reach out. Okay, I don't feel to hide anything in this world. Everything's available to everyone. Fittest will survive. That's my concept. So I'll make you a most fittest person to survive in a corporate, not survive, shine in a corporate, right? So just be along with me. We will try to help out to make you clear PMP, be a great leader in your life, right? I know some of the questions I would have answered faster. Some of the questions maybe not went deep inside. Don't hesitate to mail me. I'll get enough time to reply back to all your information. And I would personally like to thank each one of you participated here and respecting and coming over the call and asking a lot of valuable questions, right? In fact, I want to answer more questions, but again, we are hitting on the time. So I will hold on here. So I will take all your questions. The chat is with me. I'll take every question. And if the question is not properly answered, I will WhatsApp you, mail you, get you connected. And you can reach me personally to the numbers or mails given here. Will be contacted. Lastly, I'm seeing something there, Aditya. It was pleasure listening to you. Thank you, time, knowledge you shared. Have a nice evening, great week. Thanks, Aditya. Please let me know if any session is Pune. Yes, Subramanian, we are working out on a session for Pune also. Yes, we are planning a lot of other cities. We are planning of online, all in track. Excellent, Shriram. Thanks for a great session. Thanks, Hemal. Thanks, Neetu. Thanks, Sandeep. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks, Sandeep. Right, good. Thanks, Ramesh. Thanks, Sanjan. Great. In fact, I want to talk a lot. I know time is running up, so we are winding up here. I would like to give thanks to every one of you. Mark the link given for the leadership program, which is starting in 15 minutes. I will be there. I'll take a sip of water and come back there and we'll talk about leadership. Sounds good? Okay. Thanks, Suresh. Thanks, Satish. Thanks, Bharat. Thanks, Vijayan. Okay. Thanks, Bharat. I appreciate it. Okay. Thanks, Ubina. Neeta, thanks. Okay. Time is 7:30.